For the longest time, this has been the device that everybody has reached for to take photos and make videos, and for much good reason. For one, it's always on us. It's convenient, portable, and easy to transport. Number two, it's very simple. Just pick camera, pick your mode, photo or video, and start shooting. Number three, the footage is ready to go instantly for you to share with your friends, family, or coworkers. Well, today, guys, I want to introduce you to the Insta360 X3. It operates along the lines of a cell phone. It's practically the same size, if not smaller. You can easily carry this and put it in your pocket. Very simple, intuitive interface, and the ability to edit it and get it out and share with your friends in a moment's time. So all you're gonna need to make this crazy, majestic footage is just two items: the Insta360 and an invisible selfie stick. Simply put the stick down into the bottom. Now, most of the camera work that you see people use out there, they're walking around talking and doing vlogs with the stick, and you could see it. But the magic of how the Insta360 works is that there's two cameras. You've got one facing the back, and you have one facing the front. They both work at the exact same time, giving you a full 360 view. However, how do you hide the stick? Well, just like in your vehicle, there's a blind spot when you look in the rearview mirror and you look into your right-hand mirror. You look between the two and you don't see anything in the lane next to you. However, when you look over in that lane, there's a car sitting right there in the blind. This camera has a blind spot as well, and it's right along the side, and that is where the selfie stick will hide. And the AI software in the camera stitches the two lenses together and hides the stick. Let me show you what it looks like. Now, there's a couple of cool ways to actually hold the stick. A lot of times when you're holding the stick, you see a guy walking around kind of like this, and it just looks like, it looks really weird, because why is the guy walking around in the camera like this? There's a couple of cool ways that you can actually hold it. The traditional way to hold the selfie stick will be something like this, right? And then the other way that you're going to actually use it is going to be something like this, right? And it'll kind of give you a natural look, and you're going to walk around and it's going to look something like this. And then the third way that I like to hold it is something like this, okay? And it looks something like this. Now, another natural way that we like to hold the stick is, normally when you walk, you normally might want to keep one of your hands in your pocket, and this is the angle that I want you to have. I don't want you to walk around like this. It looks kind of weird. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the camera, and I normally just put my hand in my pocket like this, right? My hand in my pocket like this. And you can walk around like this, or you could just walk around with one hand swinging, and then you keep one hand over here, and then it looks something like this. And this is me mode right here. And with me mode, you don't need to frame your shot because it's automatically framed, and it always keeps you in focus, to where if I were to pan the camera out this way, in theory, it should still keep me in focus. And if I move it over to the right, it should still keep me in focus. I don't need to have the camera between me and the rest of the world. I just keep the camera out in front of me flat. And technically, you could just walk around, and if you want, if you see points of interest, you could just go ahead and pan your camera around, and it should, in theory, constantly keep you in focus because it keeps the horizon level. The camera doesn't go off tracking in all kind of different directions. and you should constantly always be in focus when you're in the me mode. And it's just a comfortable walking position. So literally the stick is out about 1.5 feet in front of me, and I don't have to look at the camera. The camera's actually like facing flat. Now normally what happens is that when you go out in public, people tend to get a little bit excited when the camera is up like this and facing them. A lot of people don't like to be on camera, but if the camera is in me mode and it's facing flat out like this, then they don't have a problem with it because they don't feel that you're actually trying to film them. So me mode is like a perfect way to actually do a vlog when you're walking around through the city. Now another cool way, guys, to capture some good footage with the 360 is by attaching a little attachment here, which is still the invisible stick, with a clamp to any part of your bike or whatever it is that you're going to ride around. And this is going to give you an opportunity to reframe the shot and give you some interesting and unique majestical footage. And let me show you how easy that is. We're going to use a little clamp like this, and we're just going to put it on like say like right here. And then we'll just bring the stick out on a safe little angle. Then we'll put the 360 on. And that's all you'll need to do, and then you can just go ahead and ride around, and I'll show you how this will look like after I reframe it. And so while traditional cameras will only allow you to film what you're facing, so you could only see what's inside this frame right here, the Insta360 doesn't have that same issue. It has the ability, because of two cameras front and back, it films in a full 360-degree rotation, and you pick and choose through software what it is that you want your viewers to see. Let me show you how that's done. Okay guys, so let me show you how to reframe a piece of video, okay? It's going to be real simple here, guys. I'm not going to overcomplicate it. What you're going to have is you're going to have the application right here on your laptop. You're going to click on that, which I already have open. You're going to have the file that we're going to edit, which is right here. We've already imported this from the camera, and it's sitting here to be viewed. And this is it right here. So let's go ahead and start this footage, okay? We're going to go ahead and hit play. As you can see, the camera is facing forward, so we'll just go ahead and let the camera do what's got to do. And let's just say that, you know, we like this footage right here. This looks good. But now we kind of want to make a change. We want to look back at the rider, okay? We're going to go ahead and set a key point right here because we're about to give a command to the camera to do something different. And then we're going to go ahead and spin the camera around, okay? And now that we've done that, we're going to hit a keyframe. These right here are commands to tell the camera to change its angle. So if we go back here, let's play it. We started off looking forward here going down the street. And then when we got to this point, we wanted to tell the camera to spin back around and take a look at Maria riding her bike. Okay? And then we can hold this camera angle for a while, and then we might want to go ahead and spin this around. So at this point right here, we're going to stop it, hit a keyframe, let it go, and then we're going to spin the camera back around again and come back to the front. Okay? Now if we go back and play it again from right where we started right here, we took the camera, we spun it back around, we took a look at the rider as she's going down the street, and we got that point of it, and then we wanted to come back and get the front view again. So we made the command to tell the camera to come back and spin around back over to the front, and it does it in this speed. You can make it faster or slower simply by moving this keyframe closer. Now if you move it closer, watch what happens. So we're going to go ahead, the camera's going to go ahead and make that transition faster, okay? And then say you wanted to look at this car that was over here to the left. What you're going to do here is you're going to go ahead and look at the vehicle, and you're going to give the command to the camera to start looking over there at the car, and you're going to hit a keyframe. So we'll go back over here and play it all again. You got the rider, you're going to spin it back around to the front, and then you're going to tell the camera to look at the car. Once you're done looking at the car, you're like, okay, I want to go ahead and come back and look forward again. So we're going to go ahead and make the move forward and hit a keyframe, and that's going to tell the camera to go from the car and look back forward again. And then we're just going to ride down the street a little bit until we get down to the corner down here. And let's just say the camera is recording in 360-degree view, so we don't necessarily need to see what's in front. We might want to go ahead and say we notice something over here or over here that we want to look at. We can go ahead and at this point right here, we put a keyframe in, and we want to look over to the right again and see what's going on over here. We want to see these houses on the right hand side. So from this point on right here, as we come around the corner, we've told the camera to start looking over to the right so that we can start looking at the houses over here at say these estates that are over here on the right. They look really nice. We want to check them out, you know. And then we want to go ahead at this point right here, we want to spin around and take a look at the rider again. So we're going to make the command to come back around to the rider. And since we made that command, we're just going to go ahead and put a keyframe in. So we've looked at the estates, and then we're spun back around, and we took a look at the rider, and then we're back facing her now. And then we want to go ahead and maybe look over to her left-hand side over here. So what we're going to do here is that we're going to go ahead and make that move over to look over here. Give the keyframe so that we tell the camera to look over there again. Okay, so we're going to go back and take a look at it. Looking back at the rider, and then we're going to go over here and take a look over to the left and see what's going on. And then we want to come back and go straight again, okay? So we want to look straight. So what we're going to do is we're going to make that camera start looking straight again. Hit the keyframe to tell the camera to do that. And so we've looked at the car, and then we've lined the camera back up straight again, right? And then of course you can do some other stuff like you want to do like a ride around the world. You could pull the camera back here and do this little ride around the world stuff and hit the keyframe and let the camera do this ride around the world angle for a little bit and give you this little effect if you like that. And then keyframe it so now the camera knows to do that move. From this point of the video, it's going to go straight, it's going to make the left, it's going to go into that ride around the world view or fisheye. It's going to hold that for a little bit. And then once we're done with that, we can return to like a regular view. So then we're going to go ahead and pop the view back to regular. We'll tell the camera to hold on to that right there. And basically, guys, what I'm trying to tell you here is that all of these little teeny dots are you directing your own private little movie. You never had to flip the camera in any direction. As you can see, this camera was mounted right here on the handlebar, and it's facing one way. And then all you've done is through the software, you've picked and choose how you want to be seen. You get to look to the left, you get to look to the right, you get to spin around. Hey, there's a UFO, you want to look at the UFO over there. You know, there's a coyote over here. And, you know, if you want to see those things, and if you had a traditional camera, wherever the camera's pointed, that's all you get to see. But the magic of the 360 is that you're able to look to the left, you're able to look to the right, and you can render your own video. And then when you're done, if this is like the finished part of your video, then you could make your clip. You could put your front, and then you could put your front end, and then you could clip the end of the video. Say that you wanted the end of the video to be like right there or there. You'll come over here and clip the end of the video, and then now you've got your entire clip that was filmed in one position. If you go back to the very beginning of the movie and you take a look at it again, this is how it looked. Right? Here you go. Position 1, you made a key point. You change it to come back and look at the rider. You hit another key point. It's going to start going back over to the left. Right? Right about here. It's going to start making its move back over to the left. And it's going to come back over to the right. We're going to take a look at the car. And then it's going to shift and come back over to the front. And then you're going to go ahead and ride on down to the end of the park down here. And we're going to make the turn over at the park. And we hit another keyframe, which is we wanted the camera to pan over here to the right and take a look at these houses. Right, so we got to peek a look at the estates over here, and it looks like we're going to dip back in and take a look at the rider again and focus on the rider for a moment, and then we're going to tell the camera to spin back around leftwise and then come back straight, and then we're going to do that little ride around the world effect. And then we're going to bring it back down to go straight again. And basically we have finished the video as we straighten out the camera footage. And that's it. And then the only thing you'll have to do now is you're going to do this thing right here where you start to export it. And when you export it, you're going to go ahead and name your file whatever you want it to name. Let's just call it the scooter ride. Right in here. And you know your bit rate, I'm just going to set it down. We don't want to eat up all that info. Just set it to like 100, right? And then we just go ahead and hit start export, and it's going to make this video into a regular video that you can bring into your regular editor, and then we can tape it in. Alrighty guys, so that was just a real quick video. I'm not even going to tell you that I've been using this camera for a long time. I've only had this camera for a couple of weeks. I've had the first version for about 3 months and I enjoyed using it, and I'm very much so enjoying using this camera right here. If you guys would like to pick up an Insta360 camera and the Invisible Selfie stick, a link to the website will be located down below in the description, as well as any other bundled packages that are available for your style of shooting. And I'd like to also send out a very special thank you to Insta360 for sending me out this camera so that I can learn it and use it and better my videos. So guys, that's everything I have for you. Thank you so much for coming out with me today and watching this little tutorial. I'll have plenty more of these tutorials coming up as I dig deeper and digest all of the cool features that this camera can offer. You guys have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Bye now.